Hey everybody, welcome back, fellow Star Wars aficionados, those of you who grew up in the era when Star Wars was a cultural phenomenon. Unfortunately, it's been reduced to a franchise, but that's another story. But I grew up in that era. I saw Star Wars in the theater when I was like 7 years old. And I have always enjoyed it, at least the original trilogy, most of all. And it's been a while since I've been able to do a Star Wars journey. A lot of that stuff is harder and harder to come by nowadays. But I do have a couple of pieces. They're not big sexy pieces, but they're nostalgic for me. Like when I had the Burger King posters. Even the original posters, as I pointed out in that particular video, they don't sell for a lot. You can still find the original posters in fairly decent condition for a good price. And you can find these for a good price as well. And that's what we're focusing on here today. And we do collect vinyl records, my wife and I. And this one I had as a child. I actually had this record. And it's very nostalgic for me. And you can't find this one. If you look on eBay, I doubt you can find this one. This one was sold at Woolworths. Who remembers Woolworths? Purchased this at Woolworths. I don't remember if it was my own money or someone bought it for me or what, but I know it came from Woolworths. And I must have played this 100 times when I was a kid. Even though I only saw the film once as a child. I didn't see it for many, many years afterwards, but I saw it in the theaters as a kid, as well as Empire Strikes Back and Return of the Jedi. I saw each of them one time in the theater and then didn't see them again for God knows how long. And it's only half the album. And I'll turn this back around here in a minute so you can see what I'm talking about. But side one of this record is the Star Wars theme music. And then side two of this record is other stuff, like just whatever. Like here, this side says music from Star Wars. Music from Star Wars. And this is a really clean copy. This should play nicely. And I want to listen to it too, just for the nostalgia of it. But then when you turn it around, and you see side two there, you've got the theme from 2001: A Space Odyssey, and you have Battle of the Planets, Mars. And I'm like, I wonder now, because I haven't heard this in forever, if they actually mean Gachimon when they say Battle of the Planets. I have no idea, but I'll find out. And even though this was the only copy for sale that I could find, it was really inexpensive. It was really surprisingly inexpensive. There's no love for this stuff. And I also picked up, and I also had this one as a child and played the hell out of it. And I don't remember where this one came from at all. I remember having it, but I don't know how I got it. And this is the official one from 20th Century Fox. This is the actual soundtrack for Star Wars, the official soundtrack, not like a bootleg one like the other one that came from Woolworths. But the artwork on the back I always thought was fascinating. And then, of course, there's photographs on the inside from the film, which I probably must have stared at for hours sometimes. I don't know. Thinking back, it's hard to say. But again, having not seen the film but one time until I was much older, to see the scenes from the original film and reminisce about it, as well as having the entire musical score on 2 albums. It's a 2-album set. But if you're looking for vintage Star Wars stuff and you're like, God, I can't afford all these action figures, they cost a fortune, this is another nice, inexpensive alternative. Something that doesn't sell for a lot, that you can pick up in pretty decent shape. Again, as long as it's not sealed, it's probably going to be very inexpensive. And these records are in really nice condition as well, and they should play good. They should play nicely. And again, it's a really nice piece of nostalgia for me from my childhood and from my young fascination with Star Wars at the time that many people had the world over. It really was a cultural phenomenon at the time. And additionally, just because I have it, there's a AT-AT Commander, if I can get him to stand. There we go. Which I actually found at Value Village in a bag of junk. Because you know how they put together bags of like God knows what random toys. And it was all garbage and nothing I can use. Like little pet toys and baubles and Happy Meal prize things and modern stuff. This AT-AT Commander was in there. No gun. And no other Star Wars figures, believe me, I looked. But I was like, wow, okay. An actual vintage Star Wars figure. I remember when you could go to the thrift store and really find stuff like that. You can't anymore. It's rare. I know that you see those guys on Facebook that are like, oh, look what I found at the thrift store. And you're like, yeah, sure, buddy. But I really found this one. So that's what I have to show you. It's been a while since I've been able to do one of these. But hey, let me know what your thoughts are. What do you think of that? Is this something you'd be interested in? You know, did you have these? Are you old enough to even have had a record, let alone these specific records? Let me know in the comments section down below. Please do give the video a thumbs up if you got something out of that today. I hope that you did. Subscribe if you're new. Share the video, all that good stuff. And if that's it, then what more can I say but thanks for watching, and we will see you again soon.